Why is implementation important? Well, because anything that we do that's related to planning in the future is action-oriented. The very fact that you had a civic engagement process essentially is a down payment on action for your community. So implementation is meaningful.
Now it's thinking about what are the specific strategies, who's going to do them and who's going to fund them. The key weakness in these climate adaptation plans is detailed implementation. What's going to happen, who's going to pay for it, when.
The Lake Charlevoix project is an excellent example of implementation of resilience.
The Lake Charlevoix Watershed project started in 2001 and basically culminated in 2012 with the actual approval, EPA and DEQ approval of our watershed management plan. Since the approval, we've written several grants and have done several projects to implement this plan, and that's really where we're at today.
The idea of collective or shared ordinance language is something that they've been working on specifically for the last 8 years. This is a project that started in the mid-2000s, looking at just the jurisdictions on the northwest side of Lake Charlevoix. Within the last year and a half, they've worked with, again, all 10 around Lake Charlevoix.
There's more cooperation where each township retains its own character and its own way of doing things, but they're still working in coordination with their neighbors, which is an improvement.
Leah's role was really to serve as a facilitator. Getting all 10 jurisdictions kind of moving on the same page takes an outside agent to help move that forward, and that's exactly what our role was.
It is a slow process to get townships, first of all, to understand that they can have better ordinances and that they really need to enforce them.
There's lots of different ways that the communities around Lake Charlevoix can implement some of these kind of collective ideas. We talked about zoning ordinance being one of them. And there's different components within your zoning ordinance, whether they're by district and you're looking at setback, or whether you're looking at what you can and cannot allow on your shoreline. Also looking at site plan review, do you have certain restrictions on what you're allowing or what you're allowing within your new development? Those are all tools that you can use to help preserve water quality.
I think many of the townships right now are very receptive, so I think they're ripe to be encouraged and helped along through that process.
They're actually working right now. All the 10 jurisdictions are slowly implementing some of those planning policies and some of those ordinance policies. So we hope to see kind of uniform ordinance language within the next couple of years all around Lake Charlevoix.
Right out there is why so many of us come to this area. It would break my heart if we did something that hurt it. I mean, I think we all just have to just step back and take a deep breath and look at that beautiful lake and just make sure we're all doing our part to make sure it stays that way for generations to come.
But collectively, they're preserving or sustaining a resource that impacts everybody. And that's what every jurisdiction should be looking at in Michigan, is how can we collectively look at our resources that mean everything to everybody and work to preserve them.